Welcome to Motivational Minutes with Bailey. I'm back. So tonight we are going to talk about finances. Why? Because finances, money, motivate people. I was talking to my good friend, and I mean, that's kind of where we went with it. You know, back in the day, can't say that I was a saint or that I made the right choices because I didn't always do it. But, you know, life turns around. And Lindsay, you know who you are. That's like my female best friend. She said that in life you want to live like a Bailey, not like a Lindsay. We'll just leave it at that. But what I will always say is when it comes to your finances, make sure you're taking care of yourself. So you know the wrong choices that we make in life. You know, the D-boy life, things such as that. You know, there is no there is no retirement to that. Because the money that you make today, you spend today. There is no tomorrow. We don't even think about tomorrow. And based off of the environment that a lot of us come from, we don't know no better anyway. You know, a few of us will make the turn to come out and, you know, make better choices and do better things. And a lot of times, I mean, let's just be honest, we need to learn to live within our means. A lot of us are trying to keep up with the Joneses as opposed to just being a Johnson. You know, the Joneses can do what the Joneses do because of what the Joneses do and how the Joneses do it. You're a Johnson. 85% of the world lives paycheck to paycheck. Do you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck? One of the number one things you need to learn how to do is cut out the BS of trying to keep up with the Joneses and put some money away and live like a Johnson. We live outside of our means. You know, we see, let's say for instance, let me grab this real quick. All right, so in the world we live in today, you want this, but you can only afford this. And this is just used. So this is a S8 plus this is a Note 8, right? This is obviously cheaper than this is. It's like if you have $50, why are you calling for an iPhone 10? If your credit score is 420, why are you trying to buy a $500,000 house? It doesn't work that way. You know, we have this thought process that we're supposed to have the best in the world, but we also don't have the mind frame or the thought process to say, okay, this is what I got to do to get there. We just want it. Well, you got to first learn to preserve your credit score. You have to learn to pay your bills on time. Everything. For those that don't know, because even I had a conversation today where they're like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to break the lease on my apartment or whatever because it's going to make my credit bad. Actually, like, it's not going to make your credit bad. Like, you and somebody else are on an apartment together and you're taking yourself off of that apartment because it's a bad situation that's about to have you probably getting evicted. So it will be worse for you to stay in that situation with your name on a lease that's going to turn into something bad as opposed to going and doing your own thing where you're doing something good. But guess what? The apartment complex never in life is going to hit up TransUnion, Experian, any of the 3 credit bureaus to say, hey, this person's paying his rent on time. But the moment that you don't pay your rent on time, they're definitely gonna report that. You know, the only way to truly build your credit is 1, credit cards, 2, car loan, 3, bank loan, 4, home loan. 4 ways to build your credit. Okay. Outside of that, you have a million ways to mess up your credit. A million ways. Make sure if you end up with a credit card, which for you start off with a secured of allows you $300, and don't go over 33%. So go buy a $60 pair of shoes and pay it off over time. And watch your credit score jump astronomically. But you can't put anything else on it. That's just real life. When you get paid, pay your bills, whatever money you have left, cut that in half, take half, put it in a savings account, and the other half is what you get to spend. Self-control. And do that every time you get paid. And figure out something that you can do on the side legally to where you make more money, to where all of that money just goes into savings. That's how you end up buying a house or paying for a car. And honestly, when it comes to like paying for a car, I pay cash. I don't finance much. And if I can't pay for it, then I don't need it. Honestly, I don't need it. I say financing for major purchases like homes, or if you truly get to a point where you're comfortable in life, you finance a vacation. Like, a lot of people don't know you can do that. Things such as that. When you have children, you have to think not only about your children, but you have to think about how you're going to take care of your kids. If you're lifting paycheck to paycheck, and a month from now when things get really bad, how are you going to make it? Finances is beautiful. And another thing, you know what a 401k is? Roth IRA. Money market accounts, CDs. Look into these things and get to know these things, because these are things where your money can actually make you money. And it's going to be there for you later. These are long-term investments. And some of them are even short-term investments that are going to give you a good return for you to just do it again. So this is something that's just like real as shit, is you can actually make the exact same kind of money that drug dealers do on a very daily basis in stocks and bonds, money market accounts. These are making you hundreds and even thousands of dollars every single day, as long as you do it right. And you're going to start off really small and then get really big. And it's possible, but you have to know what you're doing, look into doing it, and then actually do it. So the next time you decide you want to go pay $200 for a pair of Jordans, go see a financial advisor and put $200 in some penny stocks, and watch that $200 turn into $250, $300. That's not a lot, but if you go buy those shoes, you look good for a couple weeks or whatever, a couple months, depending on how you wear your shoes, but it is not making you any money. That's stimulating yourself to become a better version of yourself, that's actually taking care of yourself. Because this is the biggest thing that people don't understand. The first step of taking care of yourself is actually long term. It starts here. And when it gets here, it ends up here. And when it gets there, it gets here. It all comes together. But you must first mentally prepare yourself to do better for yourself in every aspect of life. And as long as you're preparing yourself to do better for yourself, guess what? You're going to do better with those around you. Imagine that right now is the day that you decide to start saving money, and by the end of the year you have $2,500, right? I guarantee your friends will change because your lifestyle's going to change. And then next year you'll be at like $7,500 saved. And then the following year after that, you're gonna be at $12,500. Now all of a sudden you're ready to buy a house, your credit is good, you're driving a car that's paid for, you got a credit card with a very low balance, you're looking at an over 700, 800 credit score. You can do whatever you want to, but you don't, because you're living and you're actually enjoying life. If you actually truly pay attention to my lifestyle, which is what my friends were alluding to just earlier, I pretty much take vacations when I want to and enjoy it and have fun. And it's not because I'm balling out of control. I'm just smart and I have a method to my madness. Even situations like, obviously, what I'm doing right now with this thing right here that's recording this. I put my money in things that actually make me money, and I do things that long term, they're really not even about me. I do everything that I can for my children. And financial is a huge thing for my children. The day that I go, my kids will be taken care of. And if I'm blessed enough to find a lovely, wonderful Mrs. Bailey, she's gonna be happy as hell. But I work my ass off now to make sure that everybody's good later. Get your finances right. Take care of yourself. Live. Don't even live within your means. Figure out what your means are, then live below them. When you start doing that, you're gonna start winning. You'll have everything you want. You'll do whatever you want to, whenever you want to. And that will start to give you what we call financial freedom. So with that, I close this motivational minute with I hope you had a wonderful day. Great life. Man, that sounds cheesy as hell. Look, at the end of the day, have a blessed day and enjoy life 100% the best way you know how. I'll holler at you later.